Commanders fans, happy Friday. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Monday Night Football, man, under the bright lights in Philly, in Philadelphia. Cheesesteaks, all that. I'm not going to talk about the jail under the stadium and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that. Booing Santa Claus and all that terrible stuff that comes along with Philly. But they're a good team, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold you. They're a good team. 8-0. They are the dream team. They are the dream team. They are a good team. I think you can run the football on them. You look at what Dameon Pierce did to them. You look at what DeAndre Swift did to them week one. You look at what Ezekiel Elliott did to them. You can run the football on the Eagles. They give up a lot of yards. So, but before I do get into the preview, of course, the storylines for the week, man, is Dan Snyder, man. I didn't make any videos about it because I'm just fed up with it. I just want to move on. I'm not making any videos about Jeff Bezos and what's his name, Jay-Z and Byron Allen and stuff like that. I'm gonna just let it, play out. And, I want to see it to believe it with Dan Snyder selling the team. I do think eventually he is going to sell, especially after the Jay Glazer report. But I'm a person who wants to see it happen before I make any remarks or anything like that. I just want to see it physically, realistically happen. And it hasn't happened yet. Now, the statement about Brian Robinson, that was clearly put out by Dan. Of course, Dan Snyder okayed the statement, the terrible statement, disgusting, bringing up Brian Robinson's name in this situation, knowing that the district attorney was going to say something bad about the Commanders. Yesterday, they tried to jump out in front of it, but they actually didn't really need to say anything. If you don't know about the statement, the district attorney had a press conference yesterday. I don't want to get too much into it, but he had a press conference yesterday talking about all the bad things that Dan Snyder has done. Basically, he just reiterated, kind of regurgitated what the Washington Post said in 2020, the article about the cheerleaders, about Scary Larry and Michael, about the work environment, about the ticket sales and the ticket funds, stuff like that. He's suing Goodell. He's suing Snyder as well, the Commanders. So it's just not looking good for Dan. But this is stuff that we basically already knew. But he's, suing Dan Snyder and the NFL and Commanders. See, I just hate this so much. I just want to talk about football. That I hate to just talk about this. You listen to what Ben St. Juste said, that there's a dark cloud over this team since he's gotten here because of all the stuff just going on. The players shouldn't have to worry about that. This outside noise. No other team. There's some other teams, of course, but no other team to this extent has to worry about their team with ownership and all the foolishness outside of the game of football. No more than the Commanders players. And I do feel for Ron Rivera at times, even though he's been an awful coach with decision making. I do feel for him that he does have to go through this continuously week by week, that he has to talk to Brian Robinson about the situation, that he has to talk to players about the situations going on with the owner and everything, just all the outside noise. I could definitely feel for Ron Rivera in this team. I really do. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but of course I know they're getting paid the big bucks and, but they're still human beings, and it's unfortunate they have to go through this every week because of ownership. It's just something different and something new. So it's just, even Brian Robinson, his agent, stepped in and said something as well. So, but like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it. So let's get into the injury report here. The Eagles, they got a lot of guys limited in practice on Thursday. The injury report doesn't really matter to me, honestly. I'm just going to say it to you guys. Jahan Dotson, I just saw a video that was posted by Nikki Javala, showing Jahan Dotson running in practice, and he looked good. So I do think he's going to play. Chase Young is the wild card. I saw him practice last week, a video, just a snippet of it, and it did not look encouraging to me. I'm just keeping it real and being honest. I just wouldn't force him back, man. And the D-line is doing well, so it's not like we necessarily, of course, it would be great to have Chase Young, but they're playing good football. Like Deron Payne and John Allen, they're playing their butts off. Montez Sweat, the sacks aren't there, but he's playing disciplined football. He's playing within the system. He's playing well on stunts. He got back there to Kirk a couple times. He's just not getting home, but we just need pressure, and he's been doing that for us. And F.A. Obata has stepped up. James Smith-Williams has done a solid job so far. Other guys have stepped up. So it's not like we're just begging Chase Young to come back. Of course, yeah, we could use Chase Young, yes, as a plus and a bonus, but we don't want you to force your way back and come back early. So it is what it is on that. If he plays, probably be a snap count. If he doesn't, I'm like, fine. Just let John Allen and Deron Payne do their thing. And F.A. Obata and Ridgeway being a run stopper. Other guys have stepped out in Chase Young's absence for sure. So just getting to the injury report, Cole Holcomb did not practice. He did not participate in practice with a foot injury. He probably will not play. Jaden McKissick, neck injury, did not participate on Thursday. I don't see him playing. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. Tyler Larson, back injury, limited David Mayo, limited hamstring injury. Eagles, they have a long list of guys that are limited. They're going to play, though. A.J. Brown's going to play. Bradbury's going to play. Robert Quinn's going to play. Darius Slay's going to play. Josh Sweat's going to play. Avonte Maddox did not participate. Hamstring injury. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Josh Jobe or Job. He'll probably Fletcher Cox is on the injury list. He's going to play. Brandon Graham's going to play. Lane Johnson, like all their guys are going to play. They're just resting basically on Thursday. They had a long break too. They played on Thursday against the Texans, and they had a long break. So, but yeah, let's get to the preview and keys victory. But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Of course, use my promo code REAL@Oliver. You get a 100% deposit match. You put down $100. PrizePicks will match you with $100. Same thing with $50. They'll match you with $50. Betting is going to be legal in Maryland very, very soon. So that's super, super lit. We can finally bet. We can finally bet on sports. I can bet on these NBA games. I can bet on these NFL games. I'm excited. I can't wait. So yeah, you use my promo code REAL@Oliver. Use the description box down below. You use that link. You sign up, download the app. First time users, use my promo code. You get a $100 deposit match. When you deposit $100, they'll match you. So my picks for this week, they don't have the Commanders game up on there yet. It's like 2 sacks is the over under. You pick 2 to 5 players. It's over unders. It's real easy. So Tua, they have his over under against I forgot who they're playing against, but it's 132.5 passing yards. I'm taking the over, and this is in the first half of the game, not the whole game, but the first half of the game. 132.5 passing yards. I have Tua getting over 132.5 passing yards. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, Tua. He's just got weapons, man. And he's been throwing the ball downfield this year. So I got him going over. Russell Wilson versus the Tennessee Titans. His over under for passing yards in the first half is 113.5. I'm gonna take the under on Russell Wilson. Broncos country, let's ride. He's just been underwhelming this year, so I'm gonna take the under on that versus the Tennessee Titans. So those are my picks. So let me know if you guys use those picks. Let me know how they work out. You can put like $200 down. You get $500 if you win. So this is not a bad deal at all. So like I said, use my promo code REAL@Oliver. All right, let's get to keys to victory here. So just bringing up some numbers. The Eagles, they are plus 15 in the turnover department. They do force turnovers. They do. They thrive off turnovers. Darius Slay, Gardner Johnson has like 5 interceptions. James Bradbury has a couple picks. He got one against Davis Mills last week against the Texans. They do force turnovers. They do. They force a turnover against Carson Wentz. I know Philly fans are probably upset that Carson Wentz is not going to play, but I know they're going to heckle him on the sideline for sure while he has a clipboard. We know how Philly fans are. They might throw something on the field or something like that. They didn't do that last game, so I'm going to use up on them. But I know they're just going to love to heckle Carson Wentz, even though he's not playing. But they're plus 15 in the turnover department. So they do force turnovers, like I said. They thrive off turnovers. So we got to protect the football. That's the first key. That's the easy key, of course. Got to win the turnover battle. If we want to have a chance in this game, I think we're like 11.5 underdogs or something like that. Might even be more than that. And we got to establish a run game. The Eagles right now, they're giving up 5.2 yards per carry, which is 29th in the NFL. Damian Pierce, he did whatever he felt like doing. He looked like Adrian Peterson out there. He looked like Barry Sanders. He was running all over them. Like I said, DeAndre Swift had a good game against the Eagles' run defense. Zeke Elliott had a good game against them running the football. And honestly, we ran the ball effectively when we actually decided to run the football that first game. Honestly, Antonio Gibson had a couple good runs against them. And they're 20th in rush yards allowed per game. So you can run the ball on them. Jordan Davis is out. Even when he was there, they were giving up big rushing yards, and they don't tackle well. They are very finesse with tackling. They'll just throw in a little arm. And they don't wrap up. They don't wrap up. So Brian Robinson, I'm expecting a good game from him. Antonio Gibson, they have to establish a run game. Scott Turner, he's so finesse and he's just finesse. He's just soft. He doesn't like to run the football. So this is a game where you got to run the football. CJ Gardner Johnson, I was watching some of the game. He tackles very finesse as well. You can definitely run him over for sure. And no huddle. The Texans, they did a no huddle a couple times. They caught the Eagles in 3-man fronts and dime packages, and they were just running the football. They kept them out there. Like Scott Turner, up-tempo offense. Quick, up-tempo, no huddle. If you see an advantage with personnel out there, I would have 3 tight end sets, jumbo sets. I would just be physical. Having Alex Armah out there as a fullback, I would run the heck out of the football in this game. Bill Callahan style, I would run the football against the Eagles defense for sure. And put Taylor Heineke in a good situation where you have balance and just not having him drop back 50 times like Scott Turner had Carson Wentz that first game, which was awful. I almost forgot. Ron Rivera is a big key. Challenges. Ron Rivera is terrible with challenges. The first game, Nick Sirianni snapped the ball very quickly, and Devontae Smith did not catch that pass. and Ron Rivera was too slow to throw the challenge flag, and that was a momentum killer and a momentum changer for the game. So Ron Rivera, the challenge last week on that 3rd and 1, that was a bad decision. He's got to do better with challenges, timeouts, clock management. He's got to understand football and clock management and analytics. Last week against the Vikings, if he would have just let them score the touchdown, we would have got the ball back with more time and would have tried, and we would have been able to have a chance to score and tie the game up and go to overtime. So Ron Rivera just doesn't understand. And then always before the end of the first half, before halftime, Ron Rivera never uses his timeout. So let's clock management be better with that, and using your timeouts and using challenges and knowing when to go for it on 4th down and when not to. Scott Turner has to be better as a play caller too. That 3rd and 9 quarterback sneak last week was just awful. Take that out of the playbook, or quarterback draw. Or do it on 2nd and 5. I'd rather see that than on 3rd and 9. That was almost bad as a Joe Judge quarterback sneak. Scott Turner also, he was bad last week. Just the 3rd and 9 was awful. The 4th and 1 rollout. He's got to be better on 4th and 1, on 4th down decision making and play calling. Scott Turner just has to be better, and Ron Rivera has to be better. They just have to. Get the ball out quick. Protect Taylor Heineke. I mean, they got some dogs up front for the Eagles. Robert Quinn, they just acquired him. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, they just have a good defensive line. So we got Javon Hargrave. Got to protect, man. They got to, Leno and Lucas. They got to man up Trey Turner, Norwell, and whoever our center is. I can't remember. It's Tyler Larson. At least we can snap the football. Last game, we couldn't even snap the football with Nick Martin out there. So the offensive line, they got to show up and they got to protect. They got to give Taylor some time. I want to see some tight end screens. I want to see Armani Rogers used more in this game. I really do. This guy is athletic, and he can move, man. He can run. So I want to see Armani Rogers. Logan Thomas, he just doesn't look the same out there. I want to see Armani Rogers be featured more, man. He's really talented. I want to see what he can do more. Like I said, up-tempo offense, get the ball out quick. Taylor Heineke, please no silly back-breaking interceptions or turnovers. Run if you have to. Scramble if you have to. Escapability, use that. Mobility, use that. The talent that you have, use that and extend plays and play under control. If it's okay to punt, if it's 3rd and 15, you don't see anybody, it's okay to check it down and punt and live another day. Because if they get an interception, they're going to thrive off that. The crowd's going to get into it, and they're just going to go crazy, and it's going to be an ugly, ugly night on Monday Night Football. Gibson, use him as a wide receiver as well. Use him in the passing game. If he's hot, give him the football. I don't care if it's Brian Roberts, whoever. Give Gibson the football. You got to give him the football and get this man going. Seriously. Let's get to the defense side of the ball. Get pressure on Jalen Hurts, Deron Payne, John Allen. I'm going to need you guys to eat again like you did last week. I know the Eagles have a good offensive line with Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. They have a darn good offensive line. Jordan Mailata, he's okay. He's probably like the weakest link on their line. Got to stay disciplined. Jalen Hurts, they're going to run the football, allow him RPOs, design runs, all kinds of stuff. So I think we actually did a solid job in the first half of that game. Jamin Davis had 2 sacks where he just ran Jalen Hurts out of bounds. I want to see more of that. Stay disciplined in your rush lanes. You can't overshoot the gaps. You got to stay disciplined on the RPOs. And, of course, Jack Del Rio, mix and match coverages, zone and man. Blitz a little bit, get some pressure on Jalen Hurts there. We got to force a turnover, got to catch interceptions. So that 3 safety look with Cam Curl. Cam Curl's, he's been doing a good job, but he's got to be able to guard those running backs, man. Aaron Jones got him, and then Dalvin Cook got him for a touchdown in back-to-back weeks. So I want to see Cam Curl step up on that wheel route for sure. Red zone defense is going to be key. Can we keep them field goals? I know they're going to march down the field a couple times just because they have a legitimate offense with A.J. Brown, Goddard, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. They have a legitimate offense. Jalen Hurts has been playing at an MVP level. Got to tip my cap to him, man. He's had a good year. But we got to have a bend, don't break kind of defense out there, too. Our red zone defense is ranked 7th, and third down defense is going to be huge. Our third down defense has been good this year, too. So third down is going to be huge as well. So, and they will go for on 4th down, so be prepared for that. Special teams, Joey Sly got to make your kicks. Dax Milne, just contain the punts. Don't muff them. And Antonio Gibson be a good return out there. And Trustway, we already know what he's going to do. Terry McLaurin against Slay. I got Terry McLaurin winning that matchup 10 times out of 10. It's just, can the quarterback get him the football? Curtis Samuel, I think he'll win his matchup. Can the quarterback get him his football? Can the quarterback get him the football? Same thing with Jahan Dotson. I don't think anybody can guard our receivers. It's just, can our O-line protect, and can our quarterback get him the football? So those are just the question marks right there. So, all right, let's wrap this up here, man. Final score prediction. I do have us losing this one. I can see it 27-17. I can see 23-13. I can see 31-13. I can see anything in that range. I do see us keeping it close for the most part, but I just think a back-breaking fumble or a back-breaking interception is just going to lead the momentum to the Eagles taking over the game. I think it will be like 20-13 or something like that, or 27-17. I think it's going to be 20-17 at one point, or 20-13. Then I'm going to say 20-10. We get a touchdown. It's 20-17. We keep it close. There's a back-breaking interception by Heineke, or a back-breaking sack fumble, strip fumble, and then it's 27-17, and that's how we lose. It's just a typical Commanders loss on a Monday Night Football game. But I do think we play with effort. I think the guys come out there, they're galvanized, they're blocking out the noise, and they play hard, and they run the football hard, and they get a couple good runs against this porous Eagles run defense. I really think they do. So yeah, I got us losing 27-17. Eagles win on Monday Night Football. But the next 2 weeks are winnable games. I will say that. The Texans and the Falcons, those are winnable games. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Have a good weekend. Hello to Commanders. Peace.